Hi, today I've come to invite you. No, not to any of my webinars or workshops, but today I've come to give you this most special invitation. This invitation that came to me once, and thank God I could discern and go ahead with it. But before that, let me quickly share slightly about my journey with you so that you understand where I'm coming from. Now, have you ever noticed this feeling inside of you, this feeling of a black hole, like a vacuum? Something that remains empty all the time, something that keeps us running, that keeps us on our toes all the time, one asset after another, one relationship after another, one goal after another, one religion after another, or one spiritual practice after another. And no matter what you do and how much you achieve, there is this black hole inside of you all the time that keeps us driving, keeps us wanting to accumulate more and more, wants us to become better and better, become more different from others, achieve more and more, and whatnot. And despite trying everything, almost everything, yet this vacuum remains. And you can notice this every single waking moment of your life if you pause and compose yourself and just become present to it. There's something inside that remains empty always. And I've spoken to so many people, so many senior people, old people who have lived most part of their lives, been there, done that, achieved so much, and yet there is that feeling of meaninglessness, that emptiness within that just doesn't seem to cease. What is that feeling? That feeling is the feeling of the yearning, the ultimate yearning to become one with God. You may acknowledge it or not, but deep down, all of us want to return home and become one with our Creator, isn't it? So today I'm here to invite you and convey this most special message and the most important information that you can receive ever, the message from God. You can now be you can now be with the most important being in your life, in my life, in life itself, actually. You can now be with Him, the ultimate, the one and only. Somebody who none of us have ever connected with. None, including those higher, spiritually evolved, liberated, and enlightened souls. None of us have actually ever known Him. I'm talking about nobody but the God Himself. He is here to talk to you and be with you for the first time on our planet and our universe. You see, we all have been deceived, and nobody has ever known about it except the one himself, the God. And not the one I and you have known for thousands of years, but the one above him, the supreme, the eternal, the only. And so I request you to please keep watching this video for just a few more minutes, because this indeed is the most important information that you have received ever. And let me also say this, that the whole world has been deceived and the whole world has stopped from this information reaching you. I was one of the few lucky ones who got this most precious opportunity to be introduced to God. And let's say I was one of the chosen ones, and now you are too. The one that you have consciously or unconsciously been looking for, searching for, waiting for is now here and is ready to talk to you. But only if you are ready to go beyond all the reasons, all the conversations, the noise, internal, external, all the deceptions, all the entanglements, and all the conditioning, because that is the only reason why you and I have been deceived for ages now, so that we do not receive this ultimate message that comes from the ultimate himself. So if you are ready to meet with him, meet with God, and are ready to go beyond, to be with him, to talk to him, to follow his will, then welcome home. Now, the point is, how does one connect with him? Well, all I can tell you is that from my experience, and that is, if you explore this world, I promise that you will find all your answers to all the questions, just like I have. You know, those questions like, who am I? Why am I here? Where will I go after I die? Why do humans suffer so much? What is karma? Who's keeping a track of it? Who's writing it for us? Do we really have free will? How do we heal completely? And how to get out of this continuum of life and death that goes on, and so on. And this list is huge. But believe you me, uh, I have received questions to most complex, I have received answers to the most complex questions in my life. So much so that all the questions and all the distress has been put to rest for good. And even to the most complex question like, how can I go back home after I die? And not only that, but making sense of why everything has happened in my life just the way it has, and how I have found peace and absolute ease in the flow of life just the way it is and just the way it is not. Something that nothing and nobody ever could deliver. Now, you must think that I've gone crazy, isn't it? And I don't blame you. I mean, it is strange to be listening to this, but everything that I tell you will make you question it. And just know that I and you have been designed and deceived into believing everything but this one truth. And nothing could be ever more true than this. Why? Because this comes from the ultimate himself, and you will know it once you actually receive it, that nobody has ever told you about it. And there is no way that you could have ever known about it. And so I believe that I am the privileged one to have been a part of this beautiful journey. And I'm ecstatic to share that there is this most important message, the message from God. It has been an incredible last 1 year that I've lived with Him in His grace and under His wings. And I can tell you that life has never been more beautiful, more blissful, and more peaceful. On the outside, it may seem that nothing has changed, but actually, everything has. You know it or you don't, but your soul has always yearned to know Him, has been looking for Him, and this is your chance. Why? Because God wants it. And now He's ready to connect with you one to one, with nobody in between, with nothing being asked of you. Not your money or your reverence, your belief, your faith, your time, any visits to any place or any rituals, nothing, nothing at all. All you have to do is just take a small action. Pick up this small book and read it to know this yourself. Message from God. This is the message from God, and it may make you slightly uncomfortable. But the best part is when you read it, you don't need to believe it. Yes, you heard that right. You don't need to believe it. Rest, you will know everything once you read it. It is a very small book, barely costs anything, will just take about 60 to 75 odd minutes. Pick it up and read it, because let me tell you, this is not just a book, but the most important message that you have read ever, or you will read ever in any of your lifetimes. The details of this book are given below in the description. And I end this video with a wish for you. May you have God's grace. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and good luck.